What are the hot places here in Southeast Asia that has the potential?
I think you got to go Bali or Thailand, period. Because Thailand, everything works. It's an international city. People recognize it. People know it. You don't have to, if you want to get adventurous, look at Pattaya and hope it follows suit, which I think maybe it will.
Yeah.
Bali's also pretty hot right now. I don't see it stopping as well. I think the Bali will change, like we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
It will no longer be, let's spend 3 nights in Seminyak and 3 nights in Canggu now. It's like 1 week in Canggu and you don't leave. 1 week in Ubud, you don't leave. 1 week. But Bali's great. Bali's turned into the Ibiza of Southeast Asia.
How you approach this in terms of investments? The passive income investments versus the growing valuation investments?
You need to have your own style. It's like clothes, right? Or I like Manchester United because they play a certain style. I like Real Madrid so you have to have your style. There's no wrong style. I am not a value investor. Like people like to buy value. I'm not Warren Buffett. I like to have really big views of the world, right? And think like as a sector. So I believe that we've got a bunch of debt, and the only way that we can grow out of it is through technology, and the only thing that actually is delivering growth is technology. So anything technology, I'm a big fan of. AI, tech, so all that stuff I follow closely. Tesla, Netflix, Apple, Microsoft. I mean, right now, those are the only companies that you can invest in AI, but they're just because AI is really about training the data models right now. We haven't even gone to the AI part where they can make their own decisions and conclusions, the inference. Yeah. There's a really good book called The Singularity is Near, which means that at some point, technology becomes so powerful that it distorts a lot of our decisions, right? So I really believe in that. And so hence I really believe in, crypto, and I believe in technology. The other stuffs I buy maybe on a 6 to 12 month view, which is really more kind of commodity cyclical stuff. But I'll never ever buy a stock because it's like cheap. It's just not what I do. Because what's going to make it go up? I don't know. If I'm going to buy a car company because it's cheap, I'd rather buy Tesla, and because it's like a tech company that makes cars. I try to buy as much crypto as I can. Really just Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. I used to be a lot more active in it, but I just believe in, you've got a monetary system that's printing a lot of money, and then you have off-grid. So it's good to take your money from here and putting it off-grid. But so passive income, I think you need to, my wife and I are actually actively looking at building a passive income portfolio in the US, right, which is real estate, because I just feel like we haven't moved the needle, and rental yields are 12 to 15%. So average rental yields in the US are 8%. It's unheard of. Nobody knows this. If you take out California and New York, because those are very unique places. So what's happening in the world is, in the US, all the big companies are being created in really one state, which is California, and maybe Washington. And when they become so big, nobody can afford to live there. So they have to move their headquarters to basically 4 states, which have no state taxes, or low state taxes: Texas, Florida, Georgia, maybe Washington, and some parts of the Midwest. And so you got all these people moving there, and nobody can rent because the houses are expensive, but no can buy, so they have to rent. So it's a great time to be a landlord. So we're looking now, but it's interesting just to see it unfold. And you know who else knows this? Blackstone. If you Google institutional buying of single-family homes, the institutions are buying them as well. Because if you think about it, Blackstone.
What is Blackstone?
Blackstone's
I know BlackRock.
So there's BlackRock, which is an ETF fund company, and Blackstone is the world's largest private. They own everything. Right?
Yeah, it's one of these 4 companies that have the biggest.
They own everything, right? Yeah. And so they know what I know, not because I do the financing so I could see it. There's a frightening statistic. The last 10 years, there's been 6 million more homes formed. That means people who created a family or live in a home than homes built. So there's a 6 to 7 million home shortage in the US. If a developer said, okay, I'm going to build 7 million homes tomorrow, who can afford to buy them at $300,000, $400,000, $500,000? Blackstone. So it'll be you, me, all my friends, and Blackstone. And the problem will be the same. There'll be no supply for people to buy, and the rental yields will continue to go up. So I think right now you really need to earn cash flow, not capital appreciation, because that is taxed. So you generate cash flow. When the price goes up, so if it's 100 now, it grows at 10% a year. In 7 years, you've doubled. So in 7 years, well, probably sooner, it's 200. You come to me, we pull out 70% of that in the form of a refinance. So that is 140 you take in cash and you buy more property. So pretty soon, after 5 years, you haven't actually spent any money and you just earn cash flow. And then in the US, makes it easy to set up an LLC to make it super tax efficient and this is how all these rich billionaires play the game. You know, they use smart debt to leverage themselves. But yeah, so in a nutshell, technology, crypto, rental yielding properties, it just so happens that the prices are going up as well, but you want that cash flow, right? You want that positive cash flow. And that's kind of how we look at it.
So currently in 2024, you believe more that you need to generate cash flow because also you don't know like what will be, also to hedge the risks of the markets, that you know that what's going to give us the valuation, and then spend cash for it to generate new cash.
That's right, that's right. If you think about a housing shortage, right, the government, right, if you think about it, can only affect demand. They can't affect supply. Maybe Singapore can a little bit, right? But Singapore affects demand by saying, okay, the market's too hot, I'm going to put ABSD. In the US, they can't force home builders to build because they're private companies. There's no HDB in the US, right? So what they can say is, okay, increase taxes here or this or that, right? And so my point is, in a world where things are uncertain, the way to make money is you need to have a bunch of things that make you money that are not correlated with each other. That means if this goes down, this doesn't go down. And there really is only one thing, right? I mean, one thing for sure is rental income is not going down because there's lack of supply and too much demand. So I can't see anything unless suddenly everybody in the US decides to go live with their parents. When I was living in Hong Kong, I never bought property. I'm regretting it, right? The property prices, skyrocketed. A lot of my friends made money, but it was always a little too expensive, right? That means I wouldn't have any money to go out and buy drinks or go have fun. But so I had to rent. So rent, as we all know, Hong Kong rent is the most expensive in the world. I paid nearly half of my salary in rent, and I made all my other stuff with my bonus. But because my rent was so high, it forced me to invest because I had no choice. Right? So if you think about what's happening in the world and in the US, the rent is such a big portion of your salary. How are the average people making up for that? They're doing side things. This is why OnlyFans, crypto trading, Robinhood, Amazon, YouTube, and that's how economies change. They're forced to make ends meet. But the good thing about the world now is there's so many things you can do to kind of make money, actually. And that's what's happening. So it's bad that a lot of people may never get to own a house. But if you change your mindset to say, well, maybe owning a house isn't the most important thing in the world, right? But for you and me, as somebody that has excess cash to buy property, to rent out, to earn passive income, there's no better time. Because what we know is if you can make $1 today, as long as you don't lose money, if you can just make $1 profit, in 1 year's time, interest rates will be lower and rent will be going up. So you're gonna make more money.